Hi there, thanks for joining me today. I'm Tina Carini at SpongeandStamp.com. I am so happy that you are visiting my channel today, and I hope that you like the project that we are going to be doing today. So this is going to be it. It's just a simple, cute little card. We're going back to some of the older stuff that's in the annual catalog. I'm using 2 stamps today, 2 stamp sets, and 2 punches, and they are some of the favorites. They are the Lovely You with the punch that goes along with it, and the Posted for You stamp set along with the postage punch. So let's go ahead and get started. So let me move this out of the way, and I'm going to move our little card out of the way, and we're going to start with some Purple Posy, which this is retiring very soon. So if you like this color, make sure that you stock up on all the products that are in the Purple Posy, the paper, markers and ribbons and embellishments and all that kind of stuff, because once it's gone, it's gone. Okay, and then we're using one of the new in colors, which is Magenta Madness. We have a Purple Posy scrap, and we also have some beautiful sea foam too. And then we have some, not Whisper White, Basic White, and then a strip of the Magenta Madness as well. Okay, so let's move this stuff to the side because we don't need it right now. Let me go ahead and give you the measurements. I will post the measurements underneath in the description, and I also will have them on my blog. Yeah, okay, so this is 11 by 4 1/4 scored at 5 1/2. We just folded that in half. Take our bone folder and give it a nice little crisp burnishing so that we have a nice fold. And then this Magenta Madness is for layering, and I don't remember what the measurements are. I believe it's 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, I believe. But again, I will have the measurements listed below. And then this is 5 1/4 by 3 3/4, or 4. Maybe it's 4. It's 4. 5 1/4 by 4. Okay, so we're going to do some stamping on this, and I am going to do some tone on tone, which is the sea foam, soft sea foam on. Oh, just stuck my finger right in that ink. But that's okay. We'll get a baby wipe over here. Get that off. Okay. And we are going to use from the Lovely You, I'm going to use this beautiful little leaf sprig right here. And we're going to ink it up in soft sea foam. And then I'm just going to kind of do it up to the, kind of centered in the middle part of your card, but off and curved over to the right a little bit. And then I'm going to do another one that's just going to be like stamped off a little, and then we're going to do the same thing to the bottom, only we're going to go the opposite direction, just like so, and then stamp it off like second generation stamping. Okay, and then I'm going to take this little special delivery that is from the Posted for You stamp set, and I'm going to ink that up in soft sea foam. And then I'm going to stamp it up here, just right about there. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead, we're done with that stamping, I believe, so we're going to put that aside. We're going to bring in our scrap, and now I'm going to bring in some Highland Heather, and we're going to stamp our Happy Birthday, which is also from the Posted for You. And we're just going to stamp that right about here, because we're going to punch that out. And then we're going to take our little flower that is from Lovely You, and we're going to stamp, actually I'm going to wait until I punch that out so I can see exactly where I want to stamp that. So we're going to take our Posted for You, our posted rectangular postage punch, and I'm just going to center the Happy Birthday right in there and just give that a nice little punch. And then now I'm going to bring in, I close this thing, the ink pad. Oh, that's okay. And then we're just going to stamp, I need a scrap piece of paper. Okay, stamp our little flower there, and stamp our little flower there. Okay, so now we're ready to go. All right, so that is done. Now I'm going to bring in my scrap pieces of paper here, strips. And this is a 1/2 inch. This one is, the basic white is 3/4 of an inch wide, and it's, I don't remember how long it is. I should always write my measurements down, guys, but I never do. This is about 4.5, and I think this one is about 4. Yep. And we are going to stamp on these. So we're going to bring back in the little pretty little leafy sprig, and I'm going to clean that off with a baby wipe because I do not know where in the world my my chamois went to. So the first one I'm going to do, actually I'm going to do soft seafoam on the white, and all I'm going to do is just ink that up and just kind of stamp on here. That's all we're going to do, just like that. Okay, so we're going to put that aside. I'm going to clean this off again. Sure. Yeah. Close up my soft seafoam. Bring in my Magenta Madness. And we're going to do the same thing. Just stamp and ink. Or ink and stamp. Just like so. So this is pretty easy so far. And then putting it together is going to be pretty easy too. It's not hard at all. But it is very pretty. And I really like these colors together. I was just playing around with different colors, and I really did like it. Okay, so we're going to bring back in our base. I'm going to adhere our Magenta Madness down to the Purple Posy. And I'm just going to use a little bit of my liquid glue. And all of these products that I'm using you can find in my online store, and I will have a list or a link to my online store listed below as well, and on my blog you will find an easy click and shop list too. Okay, so there we go. So now I'm going to go ahead and adhere this one down because we're ready for that. And we're just going to put that right in there, kind of center it the best that we can. Just like so. Hopefully I am in the camera. We could come down a little more. Okay, that's good enough for me. All right, so now we're going to bring in our little punch here. And I apologize, I have forgotten the name of this one. But you can find it in the annual catalog, and I believe that you can still buy this in a bundle and save 10%. Okay, but I will have the name of it in the description, so no worries there. All right, and I may need to trim just a little bit more off, so we're going to take this in here and just trim a little bit more off until we get it to right where we want it to be, which just a teeny bit more. Okay, and I think that's going to be good. And then we're going to do the same thing to this one. And we are going to just line that up in there as even as we can. Like so. Oops, I used the wrong end. That's okay because we're going to have to trim this. Not trim it, but it needs to be smaller or shorter. Okay, so just like so. There we go. Let me see. And I think that is probably pretty good. Just like that and like that. So we are going to, actually I think I do want it just a tiny bit shorter. Not much, just a little bit. And of course when you do your card you can do it exactly how you would like. Okay. Got that, we got that, so we're going to go ahead and adhere this down. I'm not going to pop this up, I'm only going to pop up our sentiment. So this is going to go right about here, just like so. And I think that that's probably pretty good. Hopefully it's straight. I never can tell how straight it is until I glue everything together, and then I'm like, oh, that's crooked. We're going to do the same thing with this one. We're going to place it right about there. And I'm thinking that that looks pretty straight to me. All right, and now this one we're going to pop up. So I'm going to take my dimensionals, and I'm going to put 2 of them on there. Oops, sorry, my head probably was getting in the camera. Very sorry. Okay, so it's really hard to do this. I'm going to center this right here, right like so. All right, so then we just have a couple more things to do. I'm going to take this white baker's twine that you can get in a combo pack, and it comes with the Blushing Bride and the white, and it's in the snail mail, I believe it is, sweet snail. You snailed it. It's in the mini catalog. Okay, so it's so hard to remember all the names to everything, and my brain sometimes goes into overload. I don't know about you, but mine does. Okay, so I am gonna just make this bow a little smaller. So I'm kind of holding the loops a little bit so that they don't curl on me and twist. So I think that I am going to make this one a little tiny smaller, just like that. And then we're going to give this a little trim, just like so. Then we're going to bring in our glue dots, and I know I have them. It never fails. I always misplace something during my videos. Here they are. I knew I had them. Okay, and I'm just going to roll this a little bit with my fingernail. And then I'm going to take this bow and put it right on that. And then we're just going to put the bow right here in the corner, just like so. There we go. And then we just have one more step, and that is, well, I'm going to use some of the basic rhinestones. They're some of my favorites. And the reason why I love these so much is because of the price point of them, for one. And then for two is because I can take my Stampin' Blends, my alcohol markers, and I can color them any color that I would like to do. And then I'm just going to take the littlest ones, and I'm going to put them in the center of our 2 flowers here. Whoops, that's not really center. Kind of do that. I love my Take Your Pick tool too, because the putty end just picks it up so nicely, and then I can lay it down right where I'd like for it to be. All right, so I think it needs a little bit more rhinestones. Let's put a little bit more bling. So we'll put one here, and then we'll take, I put a larger one, then I'll take a medium one, and I'll kind of put it right here. And then we'll take another smaller one and kind of place it right up here so that I still have somewhat of a triangle. So you can put them however you'd like to on your card. And then we could go ahead and stamp in the inside. This is a light color, so you can stamp, or if you prefer, you could put a basic white piece in here too. It's really entirely up to you. But for today, I'm just going to use this because it stamps nicely on this, and you can still read it pretty nicely. And this is a birthday card, so I am thinking that we will use let's see, happy birthday. Miles apart, no. Happy birthday, cherished friend. So I am going to use this, and let me find my cherished friend. Cherished friend. Cherished friend. I think it's this one. I think. Ah, it is. Okay. I'm going to remove that off of that block. I'm going to put this right on here like so. I got a piece of something on there. And then I think I'm just going to do tone on tone because I really like the look. And I think that it carries from the front to the inside. So we're just going to ink that up in Highland Heather. And we're just going to stamp this, and hopefully I will be able to stamp this straight. I hope. Just like that. Cherished friend. And then if you want to decorate the inside, there are so many beautiful little things. Let's see, we can use this. We can bring this stamp back in. We'll clean that off. And I think I'll do it in the soft seafoam. We'll do that. So we want to bring in some of these colors from the front of our card. And let's see here. I think I'll just do a couple little sprigs right down at the bottom. So see how pretty that is. I'll stamp that off just like so. And then you can always add more flowers. You can do whatever you would like because this is your card. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. If you like this video, which I hope that you do, please subscribe to my channel and don't forget to ring that bell so that you can get all my future videos as I post them so you don't miss anything. Please check me out over on my blog. You can follow me on Facebook, Sponge and Stamp with Tina. And I will have all of those listed down below in the descriptions. Again, you guys, thank you so much. Have a very blessed day. Toodly-doo.